Happening now, hunt for a killer. Police search for answers as the 19-year-old killed in a Melbourne apartment is named.
Breaking overnight, wild footy brawl. Geelong and Melbourne fans kick off moments after the final siren.
New overnight, a close call for an Adelaide driver as his car is hit by a freight train after he took a wrong turn.
New this morning, reports the Sydney father who killed his children harassed gun club officials who refused him membership.
The My Health Record debate. Is the database safe or should you opt your family out?
Also, would you try fish skincare? Could make you years younger.
And happy birthday, Prince George. The young royal turns 5 as it's revealed he doesn't yet know he will be king. That's coming up on this Sunday, the 22nd of July, 2018, on Weekend Sunrise.
This is Weekend Sunrise with Kylie Gillies and Basil Zemplias.
Good morning, everybody. Kylie Gillies is with us. Did your parents tell you were going to be the queen of morning TV from a very young age? Did you always know?
I don't know if they did, but I tell everyone around me I am now. What about you, Baz?
Well, I'm just happy to be here. Very happy to be here. Good to see you, everybody.
Yeah, love to see you. Look, I am smeared in hokey oil, so please just keep your distance here this morning.
This is our fish skincare story coming up, right?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a bit later.
That's interesting.
Whatever it takes.
Might smell a little bit. Here's Sally with the 7 o'clock news. Morning, Sal.
Thank you and good morning. A killer remains on the run in Melbourne after the death of a 19-year-old woman during a party at a luxury apartment. The teenager from Pakenham was named by the Herald Sun as Lai Choi and reportedly was stabbed after a brawl broke out during a party at the building on A. Beckett Street in the CBD. She was treated by paramedics but could not be saved. Police have questioned 12 people who were part of the two groups involved in the fight. They're yet to make any arrests. Donald Trump says it's unheard of and perhaps illegal for his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, to have secretly recorded their conversations. The US president has tweeted it was inconceivable the government would break into a lawyer's office. The good news is your favourite president did nothing wrong. In the recording, Cohen and Trump reportedly discussed hush money payments to a former Playboy model who claimed that they had had an affair. The president denies the payments were ever made. And a German band known for pioneering electronic music have taken their art to new heights. Kraftwerk have stunned fans by performing a duet with an astronaut while he was on the International Space Station. Maybe don't quit your day job. Is that
exactly
too hard?
Original. The tune is
DJ Alexander, I think they possibly sampled that for the
Yes.
for their Space Lab track.
right.
Like I know what I'm talking about. I have no idea.
I never knew you were into techno, Simon.
Yes,
That's really cool.
Kraftwerk, they're pretty progressive kind of dudes. Yeah.
I thought it might be just about cheese or something. I was like, when I saw the craft. Plenty more to come this morning, including Big Tom Hawkins celebrates a birthday he will never forget as Geelong win a thriller after the siren over Melbourne.
Yeah, he knew he was king last night. Plus, are your medical records safe? We put the government's My Health Record under the microscope.
And the cost of online dating, you won't believe how much Aussies are paying. Is it worth the money?
Happy Sunday to you. Prince George is turning 5 today, and as the royals prepare to celebrate, there are reports his parents are keeping a big secret from the future king. The Sun newspaper is reporting Kate and William have decided not to tell their son he will one day be king.
For more, we're joined by 7 News Europe correspondent Rob Scott. Good morning, Rob. What can you tell us about Kate and William's decision not to tell George he is in fact the future King of England?
They're trying to keep their son's childhood as simple as possible for as long as possible.
Would you, if it was you, would you want to know?
If it was me, when I was 5, it probably would be the furthest thing from my mind. But as a parent, I can sort of understand where they're going with this. They want to make sure that their son is just a kid.
The longer you hold off on letting them know, the more normal you can be, I guess. But in this day and age, somebody's going to tell him, aren't they, if it's not mum and dad?
And you don't mean to tell me that he hasn't lauded that over his little sister Charlotte.
That's right. You know what I'm going to be?
You know, right. Yeah. I'm the king. Give me those blocks now, Charlotte. You are a mere princess.
Exactly.
One day I'll be king.
Good on you, Rob. OK, we'll have that for you as soon as it's released to us. Yeah. We will bring it to you. Rob Scott in London, thank you. I hope there's not a crown on the birthday cake that they get him in the Caribbean. That might be a little giveaway.
To my little king, George. Just gorgeous, yeah. We will have that photo coming your way very soon, as the palace says that we can show you. Now, still to come, how Coles and Woolies plan to win back customers following the plastic bag ban. Hasn't that created a whole bunch of talk?
Yeah, plus getting fish-faced, how using fish skin could reduce your wrinkles by up to 1/3.
And does the Mamma Mia sequel live up to all the hype?
Mamma Mia, here I go again. Mama, how can I...
Welcome back to Weekend Sunrise. It's just ticked over to 7:30. There is the newly released photo of Prince George on his 5th birthday. What a ripper that is.
This is our present on his birthday, right? The new photo.
It's a beautiful...
It's a lovely photo.
They will tell us. No, I don't want to.
He's a sweetheart.
I wonder if they took 1,000 photos to get that one, like most parents do of their kids.
Don't you overexpose all your photos, Sal? It kind of like blows out. Is it just me?
Not on my 4-year-old, no.
No filter.
Happy birthday, Prince George, but the present is ours this morning. Here's Sal with the news.
Thank you and good morning. A woman who lost 9 members of her family in the Missouri boat tragedy has spoken of her heartbreak. Tia Coleman's 3 children and husband were among the 17 people killed when a tugboat sank in a storm 2 days ago.
If I was able to get a life jacket, I could have saved my babies. And I wasn't able to do that.
Tragically, the Indiana family had planned to take a different boat but had a mix-up with their tickets. The Sydney father who killed his 2 teenage children reportedly harassed and begged the officials of local gun clubs to make him a member so he could legally buy firearms. Club officials say he became aggressive and stalked them after his membership was refused. The 68-year-old eventually obtained a pistol licence. He shot dead his children at a West Pennant Hills home before turning the gun on himself earlier this month. And an early start to the German summer has caused a spike in work for one organisation. Squirrel Help has been run off their feet trying to save the furry creatures who are increasingly becoming unwell. It's a very serious story, Kylie. In the heat, those most at risk include young squirrels who, of course, fall out of their nests and those who are in warmer areas where food and water become scarce. I don't know why they're also not suggesting maybe the water skiing. You know how sometimes you see the squirrels water skiing? That would cool them off on a hot summer's day.
It's very cynical and horrible, Sally.
Simon.
Thank
He's
you,
in his
Sal.
swing, having a good time.
One of the games of the year in AFL and a new competition leader in the NRL. Good morning to Sam Lane in Melbourne after a beauty last night and Matt Carmichael. Sammy, Tom Hawkins' 30th birthday, there she is, 30th birthday turned into a citywide celebration at Geelong.
We've talked about Prince George turning 5. Well, the Tomahawk turned 30, at not the Caribbean, Simon, but Cardinia Park. And why were they singing happy birthday to him after in incredible scenes? That is because he was the 7-goal hero.
The Crows travelled to meet the new look Brisbane and only just escaped with a win.
They lost no fans yet again, the Brisbane Lions, but the winning streak that they've been on of 3 straight is ended.
Sammy, thank you. Maddie, Rugby League celebrated a couple of legends at ANZ, but one of them might struggle to remember what happened.
The Tigers are a chance to sneak into the finals.
They're good. They're going well again. The Townsville trip this season has been fruitful for visitors, which hasn't happened in the past. It was the Dragons who carved up the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys just having a shocking season. It's 5 losses at home in a row for them, and the Dragons back on top of the ladder now after the Rabbitohs lost before the Storm play today.
Matty, thanks so much, and well done to the Waratahs as well, we should say. Comeback. Here's JT with your weather.
Thank you, mate. So much sport on Saturday. If you've got a nice Sunday planned, here's what the weather's doing where you are. Possible showers around Cairns and 27 today, sunny at Mackay and Mount Isa, and similar conditions forecast on the Gold Coast. And in the west, showers increasing in Albany, a windy day as well. Showers and becoming windy for Perth with a top of 18. That was a special one for the people in Melbourne today. It's going to be a little bit cloudy, but there's certainly going to be some sunny periods as well. Let's look on the bright side this Sunday morning.
Yeah, nice work, JT. Thank you. It's been freezing in Canberra this week. -6 overnight, -7, and lots of rain in the west. It is winter, isn't it? It's what we expect.
A month and a half of it to go,
yeah,
too. Thank
exactly.
you very much.
We're nearly there.
Soon, that's a glass half full, glass half empty
that's the sort of
scenario,
guy,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, you are. Soon this morning, how you can save hundreds of dollars a year on your car insurance. And Surfing for Soldiers, the group helping returned servicemen adjust to life at home. It's a beautiful story.
Welcome back. How often do you shop around for car insurance before renewing your policy? A new report says Australians are losing hundreds of dollars a year because they choose to stick with the same insurer.
This is being dubbed the lazy tax because you know what? It's just too much hassle. And this is what they're counting on, right?
What stops us most of the time is just that lazy factor. It's like, I could do it, but it's probably not worth doing. But for the lack of having a bit of shopping around, you can be saving quite a bit of cash.
Do you think it's easy enough to switch?
It really isn't. This is the thing. There is almost no cost to switching.
Well, I am going to take your advice because if you say this is one of the easiest comparisons to make, this is a good place to start because energy is on my list to shop around. That's just a little bit way too hard for me at the moment. I'm going to start on my car insurance.
Do that first, and I reckon you'll find energy works too. Give it a go.
All right.
Good on you, Carl.
Thanks.
You're going to be glad
I'll let you know.
You're going to be glad you dropped by Weekend Sunrise this weekend. Saved your money.
Coming up for you here on Weekend Sunrise, will the upcoming by-election spell the end for Bill Shorten? And fish skincare. What? Lots of skin. The new technology with impressive results, so we're told. Okay, now to some items in the news that have caught our eye this morning. We can't help but start with the struggles Prince William and Kate are having with how and when to break the news to George that one day everything will be his.
Well,
he will be king.
It will be big news for him. It's being reported around the world after the release of a new book on Prince Charles. We're joined by News Corp columnist Angela Mollard and our own thinking man sports presenter Simon Reeve. It's a dilemma that most people will never have to grapple with. Any sympathy for the royal couple on how they handle this parenting issue?
Oh, with all their castles and jewels. Oh, yeah, I'm really sad for them.
I just wonder, though, will he want to know, will he want his mum and dad to be the ones to tell him? A bit like the guy in the red suit. Sometimes you find out at school, sometimes it's mum and dad.
Yeah.
Who's it better to find out from, do you think?
I think the sensitivity of the parents is the thing here. And I think they will sort of present it in the nicest possible way. So say, look, OK, George, you know, next Friday is piano lessons, then you're going to the school camp after that, and in 10 years you'll be king. Maybe something like that.
Well, we all know the impact Uber has had on the taxi industry, but the Wall Street Journal is reporting that it's causing problems few could have foreseen. Now, it seems people are getting out of those famous yellow cabs and taking off without paying. OK, because they're so used to jumping out of an Uber, I guess, that they forget they actually have to pay when you're in a proper taxi. Have you come across that here?
I've done it. It's happened twice now, and the driver's gone, and I've suddenly realised, because I'm so engrossed in my work.
Are you an Uber user?
Baz, I think I'm the dinosaur. I have never stepped foot inside an Uber.
Whoa.
My kids, you never ever had an Uber. We moved up to the Queensland, Gold Coast hinterland sort of nearly 10 years ago now.
It's not as big up there.
It's not as big up there, but I've never used one.
I think we can safely say, though, that you and Prince George never been in an Uber. I think we can wind this segment up with the one. You won't be king, but at least you have that in common with Prince George.
Thanks, Carl, very much.
Thanks,
Very
Simon.
thoughtful.
See you a bit later. Ange, lovely to see you. We'll see you again next weekend. It's 8 o'clock. Here's our top stories this morning.
This is Weekend Sunrise with Kylie Gillies and Basil Zemplias.
Good morning. It's sort of a royal feel to Weekend Sunrise today because it's Prince George's birthday. We've got a new photo to show everyone. It's very exciting, isn't it?
He's look at that cute. Yes, and long
100%.
socks and T-bar sandals. It's a rule.
Shorts. No, shorts are a rule until he turns 8.
Is that right?
Yes,
You can't wear long pants?
Really?
It's an old-fashioned thing for kings and also people of that sort of section of society. They don't wear a long pant until they are 8. But that's why he broke the
Even in
tradition.
winter?
Correct, that's why they have the long socks.
Sally, you're a genius.
Anyway.
Yes,
Sally's got long
you know
pants
everything,
on
Sal.
Today too,
Let's
by
just
the
get
way.
to the news.
It's news time, yeah.
Prince George, the young royal, is preparing to celebrate his 5th birthday today, reportedly with his parents in the Caribbean, as you do. 7 News reporter Rob Scott joins us live from London. Can't believe you didn't get to go to the Caribbean to report on this, Rob. Bit of a miss there, but of course, this gorgeous new photo we've just been Googling over. Googling over. Thank you very much. Rob Scott there.
Imagine the bribe stakes for the friends at school. You know, okay, you'll have a chocolate if you don't tell George that he's going to be... All right, you're going to have Scotland if you don't tell George he's going to be king. We move on. In sport, the Gold Coast Suns have produced the upset of the season after taking down the Swans yesterday at the SCG. Suspended cricketer Cameron Bancroft had to be hospitalised after hitting a ball into his throat playing in Darwin yesterday. 7 News reporter Alex Hart is there. Al, how serious is the injury?
After making 36 runs yesterday, Warner says he is confident of playing for Australia again and will be putting his hand up for selection in next year's World Cup. Simon.
Al, are you putting your hand up, bringing your Kangaroo Island form into the team to replace Cam Bancroft maybe?
Quite happily. If they need me, I'm here. I'm ready to go, Simon.
Good.
Could play a little bit in my day, but not so much anymore.
Excellent. Military medium I've got you at. Thanks, Al. Here's JT with your weather.
He's very modest. He's pretty handy on the golf course as well. Look, we may not be in the Caribbean celebrating our future king's 5th birthday, but winter can be pretty good too. You know, that hot meat pie just warms you that little bit extra at the footy. You can stay under the doona and stay warm, and that's pretty good. Or we can have beautiful natural playgrounds like this. This is a photo taken at Hotham over the weekend. They've had 33 centimetres in the last few days. Let's have a look what the weather's doing where you are. Well, in Brisbane, we're in for a partly cloudy day today with a top of 21. In Sydney, 17 and sunny. Canberra, morning frost and fog with the top of 11 degrees. Melbourne, 14 with sunny periods. Hobart, partly cloudy and 13. And in Darwin, 32 degrees and sunny. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
OK, looking good. See you soon, JT. Well, it looms as a big week in federal politics with the Super Saturday by-elections in 5 seats dominating the agenda. Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull and opposition leader Bill Shorten will be focused on 2 key seats.
4 of the 5 by-elections are the result of the citizenship fiasco, which forced the sitting members to resign. 7 News political editor Mark Riley joins us now. Morning, Rolls. Big week. It's been a big build-up to it. It's finally arrived. Next Saturday's the day. A lot on the line, and it feels like Bill Shorten has the most to lose.
Yeah, good morning, Baz. Good morning, Kyles. Bill Shorten has the most to lose and the most to win, I guess.
Does he need to lose both of them to be really vulnerable, or even one of them?
No, just one.
OK, let's fast forward. This time next week, we're sitting here asking you the result. You're going to make a prediction, Riles?
It's a mug's game, Kyles, particularly when it's as close as this. But there's a real possibility that Labor could lose one of these seats.
This time next week, Riles, we'll have some big results to talk about either way. Thanks a lot. Let's move on. When couples are going through the painful process of divorce, their first instinct is to protect their children from the gritty details of the breakup.
But a recent study shows kids want more. We need to talk to Sunrise parenting expert Dr Michael Carr-Gregg about this, always full of good advice. Hi, Michael.
Morning.
This study shows that children want to be involved in the divorce process. If they're kept in the dark for too long, it can have some long-term consequences. What's your feeling about this? What effect can it have?
Well, I think if you don't give them information, a couple of things happen. The young ones in particular can end up feeling responsible. And of course, if you don't give them any information, it increases their anxiety and increases their feelings of powerlessness.
I guess communication is key here. I've been very fortunate having gone through it. And
you've got to make sure you do 2 things. One, encourage the kids to share their thoughts and feelings and obviously listen to them, and then just offer reassurance.
Teenagers, they can see what's happening around them. What's your advice when it comes to teenagers?
Teenagers must be kept in the loop.
As always, Michael, great advice. Thanks for your time this morning, Michael Carr-Gregg. You feel for those kids, don't you? But I suppose one of the most important things to tell them is it is part of normal Australian life that some families split. There are lots of kids who have grown up with mum and dad being in different places, and it's not their fault.
That's right. Listen to everything Michael said. He's full of good advice. Thanks, Michael. Still to come this morning, the controversy over the government's My Health database. Should you opt your family out? Lots of questions about this.
Plus, how the supermarkets plan to win you back after the plastic bag ban fiasco.
And looking for love online. But are you getting your money's worth on dating sites?
A young mother tells her boyfriend she's pregnant, then vanishes.
Does it seem odd to you that he would take his boat out that night of all nights? It's unusual, yes.
And the coincidences
It's a strange place to leave a young woman alone at night.
keep mounting.
Which leaves 30 to 40 minutes unaccounted for.
The desperate family demanding answers
It was the last time I seen her.
the police can't give.
But crucial evidence have gone missing. From where? The house. These places that weren't searched.
The last person to see Helen alive is still wandering around town.
I've got to ask you straight out, did you kill Helen Money?
The explosive investigation on Sunday night.
Very emotional coming your way tonight. Well, a newly engaged couple is almost $30,000 in debt after a holiday to Bali turned into a medical emergency. 2 days after proposing to Helen Moss, 60-year-old George Burnett suffered a seizure and was rushed to hospital where he was placed in an induced coma.
Their travel insurer rejected their claim. It left them with a $28,000 bill. And George and Helen join us this morning from Cairns. Good morning to you both. Thank you for your time.
Hi.
Just to make it clear, Helen, you did have travel insurance for the trip. Is that correct?
Yes.
It just doesn't seem fair, and I know a lot of Australians will empathise with you this morning. Australians hate this. It feels like they change the rules on you as they go to suit themselves, which nobody agrees with that. George, I'd like to ask you, how is your recovery coming along?
Recovery is slow but steady.
You have our respect, you have our best wishes, and I'm sure you've got Australia's support. Yeah, good luck. Keep going.
Yep. Well, it is now time for the news with Sally.
A driver has escaped just moments before his car was hit by a freight train in Adelaide Hills. The man had been driving in Balhana around 10:30 last night when he found himself stuck on the tracks. Witnesses say he ran from the vehicle just moments before impact. The 38-year-old was tested at the scene and returned a blood alcohol reading of 0.190. He has had his licence suspended. And a group of tourists in Italy have had an experience of a lifetime while on a rowboat in Capri. During a visit to the Blue Grotto, they were given an impromptu opera performance by none other than Andrea Bocelli, who, after a bit of coaxing, joined in.
What are your chances, though, of being there the day that Andrea Bocelli sails in?
Not too bad at all. Doesn't it sound beautiful?
The Greek one, by the way, you've got to duck your head. You go in a little boat to get in, and you have to duck your head to be able to enter.
Which would be hard for you.
And let me guess, Basil, the Greek one is better?
Well, I'm biased, obviously, but yes, it is.
But there's no Bocelli. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
That's right.
There you go. The Cats stole a win from the Demons with a goal after the siren in one of the games of the year. JT, very cold in Canberra last night, -6, I believe.
Yes, there's this low pressure system sitting over New South Wales and the ACT, which is leading to a pretty cold start today. Foggy and frosty for large parts of New South Wales and the ACT. While over in the west, wild weather this weekend. Gusts in the southwest yesterday of up to 70 kilometres per hour. We got swells of up to 4 metres. No good for surfers, though. These onshore winds are really washing everything out. Let's have a look around the rest of Australia now. Starting in Queensland and fairly warm, all things considering, although a fairly cool start to the day. Cairns looking at a top of 27 today. Mount Isa sunny, same for Mackay, and 21 degrees as well on the Gold Coast. Sunny at Mount Gambier, a dusty day in Ceduna. And in the west, some wild weather around, showers increasing and a windy day forecast in Albany. And in Broome, sunny and 29. I feel like the studio is like a nice warm doona. You guys I can pull you up nice and tight, and we can just stay warm together in here.
As long as we don't make you snooze, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Nice to have JT close by. Yeah. Let's move on. Supermarkets have faced scathing criticism over their implementation of the plastic bag ban. Customers say while they largely agree with the need to recycle plastic, there was an expectation for stores to provide free bags in return for their business.
That would have been nice, wouldn't it? The outrage grew when it became clear supermarkets stood to make a huge profit by selling bags at the checkout. Those new plastic bags feel like they've got 25 times more plastic in them than the other ones. I know they say they're 80% recyclable. It doesn't feel like it.
Both retailers are playing in this space now of rewarding good behaviour and helping consumers to change those habits. And it is a bit of a long journey.
Fresh pictures in this morning about what this ban is all about. Mountains of plastics being hauled out of the ocean. Now, this is in the Caribbean, admittedly, not in Sydney Harbour or the Swan River or wherever in Australia, but It is worth seeing these pictures. This is effectively
horrible.
what it's all about, isn't it?
I think shoppers need to step up and remember to bring that plastic bag, but also governments like New South Wales and Victoria, they need to put, a legislative ban in place to remove single-use plastic bags as well.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate your time this morning. I wonder if we're going to get the same reaction to this one, Kylie. I've been waiting for this for most of the morning. There's no end to the weird and wacky beauty products and procedures out there promising to make us look younger, from snail creams. You tried them?
No, I have not.
Vampire facials?
No, but I know what they are.
Would you be willing to try this?
Yes.
A Kiwi tech a Kiwi tech company has created a hot new beauty product using the hockey fish.
They say their active layer fish masks could reduce wrinkles by up to a third. Go figure. We need to find out more about this. Ian Hosey from the company behind it, Revolution Fibres, joins us now from Auckland. Good morning, Ian. Okay, how did you discover this? I mean, at what point, as you're cutting the skin off the fish, did you think, you know what, I'm going to put this on my face and it could be an excellent beauty mask?
And we instantly realised that this fibre was very soluble on the skin. So yeah, we just kind of put the pieces together and discovered that this could be a very good cosmetic product.
Okay, so when you say dissolve, what you put the fish skin on your face and leave it there? You don't take it off?
If you'd like to see, I could kind of show you
Go on
the screen here. If we see this here, we've got a white side of collagen, and if I just take, for example, just a little bit of water and put it on my face here, I can
this is an under eye.
Dab it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peel away, and you can see what is just dissolved then. It just dissolves instantly.
Right, so it just sort of eats it up. It's particularly absorbent, is it, the fish skin?
That's right, at this point in time.
Asking for a friend, Ian, how long before it's available here in Australia?
I expect it to be in Australia in the next couple of months. We've got a few regulatory hurdles to get through, and it should be on the shelves pretty soon.
You've seen a lot of products come and go as hostess of the morning show. Thumbs up, thumbs down?
I'd give that a try.
Right, you would?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Okay, we'll see how we go.
Wonder if Sally would. It's news time.
I'd try anything. Queenslanders have enjoyed huge discounts on their power bills thanks to increased competition between electricity providers. New data shows since Alinta Energy entered the market in the state's southeast, the average household has saved $159 per year. Now here's sport with Simon Reeve.
How much are Prince Archie and Princess Willow worth? Couple of billion between them?
They're priceless, my children.
There you go. JT, it's minus 24 in the studio. We got any warm weather coming into the studio anytime soon?
It is very cold in the studio. I didn't realise you guys had to put up with this every weekend. And here I was thinking I was doing it tough in Thredbo last weekend in the cold conditions. It is cold everywhere today. A particularly cold morning in most parts of Australia. Let's go around the country now. Going back to my childhood here, I've got a Meccano windmill, which is just demonstrating, Baz, that in the west it's particularly wild. Kylie, 20 mil fell in Perth yesterday, gusts of up to 70 kilometres per hour. Another front coming through today. It's going to be pretty wild in Perth and particularly in WA southwest. Too old to play with a Meccano set, you think? Never.
No, you love your Meccano, don't you?
I don't mind. Meccano.
They still make Meccano.
They do, and we've got so much of it back here. Coming up in just a moment, we've got someone who still loves Meccano. He's loved it his entire life, and he's got his entire collection. Well, some of it anyway.
It's good on you, Joe. Little windmill he whipped up during the previous half an hour. Nice work.
He's a man of many chances. He's a good catch, as we would say, is James.
He is.
Speaking of...
I think he's been caught, though.
Has he been caught?
I think so.
Because I'm not sure of his relationship status.
I think... Thumbs up, James? Yes,
oh, there we
thumbs
go.
up. Okay, off the market.
Because I was going to drag you into this next segment, but we'll just... you can just sit back.
I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
What, this segment or your relationship?
All three of us. The dating game can be an emotional minefield.
Sure
Much clearer now. But new research shows just how much time and money Australian singles are spending trying to find their perfect match.
Sharon Draper has popped by for a chat. Sharon, good morning to you. Some would think the dating game would be easier with all of this online help. I must admit, I was pre the online era when I was dating.
Yeah.
Feels like it should be easier this way, but not necessarily.
If you're only looking at one aspect.
Okay, so this study says we're spending $1,000, so many hours viewing and scrolling and clicking. Are we better off taking our money and joining the local archery club? You know, and doing it the old-fashioned way.
Well, there is that. I mean, you can find sort of organic things to go to, but everything costs money these days.
For a couple of oldies who weren't in the game...
I wouldn't necessarily frame it that way.
Who weren't
For a couple of happily married people.
Who weren't in the game this way, at least.
Yes.
And there'll be a lot of people watching who haven't dated this way. Just explain how it works. And this swipe left, swipe right.
Yeah. There's certain kinds of apps that you can expose yourself to. There are a lot that are just pretty much you put in some limited information and you just try to find somebody who you kind of is this, you know, the characteristics that you like. Yep.
Sharon Draper, thanks for popping by.
Thank you.
I hope everybody is lucky in love. If you're searching, good luck. Keep at it.
Well, up next, we have some breaking news out of Hollywood. A shooting is believed to be underway. This is disturbing news. This is after a police pursuit. We've got more details next.
Morning. Now, I think you're going to like this. This week, we're putting the ABBA in Jabba's movies. Didn't like it that much. With the release of Mamma Mia 2.
Because I've got another one coming here.
Oh,
the gang is back together just in time for the film's 10th anniversary. Weekend Sunrise movie man Jason Jabba Davis is here. Jabba, should we take a chance on the sequel?
Good.
Good morning, Kylie. Good morning, Basil. Good morning, everyone.
Take it away.
You can
Jabba,
rate our repartee if you like.
There's a lot of puns available for the entire catalogue of ABBA. Now, this is a film under the assumption that I hate the music of ABBA and hate movies that are musicals. I avoided seeing the first film for 10 years. The film never misses an opportunity to either break into a song or for a gag, and for that reason, it just keeps motoring along. So you think, no, I don't want to see it. I think it's probably the best film I've seen this year.
I've never seen you give 5 stars.
Absolutely awesome. And I think part of that is...
Okay, so we can all get a tick now for the pun.
Does Pierce Brosnan sing again?
He's the worst singer, I have to say. He cannot sing, but even that is somehow charmingly endearing when he breaks into song.
Is that what you think happened there? Because I always wondered in the first one why they cast him, given he clearly couldn't sing.
He is the worst singer for a long time.
But hey, coming up, if you've ever taken a photo on your iPhone or have ever been asked to take a photo on your iPhone, we have got the guy for you. One of the iPhone photographers of the year reveals how to take your perfect photo on your smartphone. That's coming up.
Returning now to our breaking news out of Los Angeles this morning, where a siege continues at a store, Trader Joe's supermarket. Police and SWAT teams have surrounded the store and have so far evacuated dozens of shoppers, including young children. Now, the standoff started after a pursuit through Hollywood. The gunman is still believed to be holding hostages inside the store. We have heard he is currently talking to police negotiators. This is an ongoing story and situation. Of course, we'll keep you up to date throughout the day on 7 News and have the full story tonight at 6 o'clock, guys.
Yeah, speaking of 7 News tonight, straight after 7 News, House Rules, that tearjerker, 7 o'clock around the 7 Network. Make sure you're watching. It's very emotional. How are we trying to find the name for the cow?
We're still Sally is
story.
still a leading name, I think.
Okay, go to our Facebook page if you've got a nomination. Thanks, Kylie.
Thank you. I'll see you on the morning show.
Bye.
Bye.